You're still watching Newsday, and criticism have continued to trail the agreement between Delta State government and Nigeria Labour Congress on the temporary reduction in the salary of workers occasioned by COVID-19. As part of measures to restart the economy, NLC advised the federal and state governments to intensify testing, contact tracing, and public fumigation and robust public health education. Joining us to discuss this and more is the chairman of the Nigeria Labour Congress Delta State, COMRADE GOODLUCK, OFOBRUKU. COMRADE, it's good to have you here on Newsday. Thank you for joining us today. And Delta State at the moment have been, what is really going on in Delta State in regards to the reduction of salaries, no thanks to COVID-19, but certainly also understanding that COVID-19 has really ravaged the economy of Nigeria and the world in general?
Well, what is happening in Delta State is that the state government and Labour reached an agreement for the temporary suspension, not reduction, temporary suspension of the implementation of the minimum wage for officers on salaries grade level 7 to 17. The government also reached agreement with Labour that political appointees, including the state governor, would also contribute 20% of their gross pay to the fight against COVID-19. While officers on salaries grade level 1 to 6 will continue to earn the minimum wage. That is the agreement that we reached with the state government, and it is a temporary arrangement for 6 months only.
Yeah, but then it's a known fact all over the world that COVID-19 has practically crushed and destroyed most economies of the world. So the Delta State government wouldn't be, what they're doing won't be far-fetched in terms of, trying to cut, like you say, in local parlance, their quota according to their size, according to what they have. So one is wondering why your union is really fighting the government. Should it be that way? I mean, shouldn't you understand that the government is going through economic strangulation, and therefore you should try to understand?
That is exactly what happened. The state government, as of present, is passing through financial difficulties, and it became obvious to us that the continuous implementation of the minimum wage for officers on 7 to 17 for the next 6 months would be a difficult task. So instead of not paying us at all, we now reached this agreement that political appointees, their salaries must go down by 20%, their gross pay, while officers on 7 to 17, the implementation of the minimum wage should be suspended for 6 months so that the state government can stabilize. Now, we also reached an agreement with them that if the financial situation of Delta State improves before the 6 months, we will revert back to the implementation of the minimum wage for workers in the state. Do not forget that Delta State has over 49,000 workers. As I speak with you, sir, the 32,000 teaching staff of the primary and secondary school, they have been at home since March. Officers on salary grade level 1 to 10 have been at home since March, but the state government is still paying them. Now, when the minimum wage was implemented, the consequential adjustment that was added to the salaries of officers on 7 to 17 was very, very minimal. For those on 15 to 17, it was just 4%. For some people, it was like, say about 20, 30,000. Now, if an officer is earning 300,000, with the implementation of the minimum wage, maybe 50,000 was added. The salary became 350,000. What we reached with the state government was that now, because we are having financial difficulty, keep paying that 300,000 you were paying before. Just suspend the addition of 50,000. Instead of over 40,000 of workers that are at home now out of 49,000, the state government will say we won't pay them. Or if the state government say They will not pay all the teaching staff and non-teaching staff and those officers on 1 to 10. The state government could have saved 3.5 billion. But we insisted that they must continue to pay them. Suspend implementation of minimum wage for 7 to 17, which will now make the state government just save about 300 million to support the fight against COVID-19. So we find out that the decision we took with the state government is the best in the interest of the workers as things are now. And it is not forever. It is for 6 months. And if God help us, it will not even get to 6 months.
Hopefully that's the case, and it's very understandable. State governments are not having it easy at the moment, Comrade OFOBRUKU, But your leadership as well is alleged to have betrayed Delta workers by not necessarily representing their full interest in the negotiations with the state government. How do you react to this, and how do you plan on reconciling with aggrieved members of the Congress?
Well, the truth of the matter is that as I speak with you, most of the workers are happy. The decision we took is for the greater good of the workers. And it is not a unilateral decision. It was a decision that was approved by the State Executive Council of the Nigeria Labour Congress in Delta State, made up of the 36 chairmen and secretaries of affiliate unions of the Nigeria Labour Congress. The fact of the matter is that most of our workers, over 90%, are happy with the decision we took. But we're also aware that a few are not happy, and we are already discussing with them, making them to see reasons why the decision was taken. In some states, the governors just woke up and unilaterally slashed the salaries of workers. But in Delta State, we do not have a government that is that insensitive. They invited us. We look at the financial profile of Delta State, what has been coming in, and the burden that the state government has been having. And that was why we decided that we must cooperate with them so that they can continue to pay us. As I speak with you now, madam, over 40,000 workers out of the 49,000 are still at home, but they are getting paid. All our statutory obligations are being met. For example, there is a contributory health scheme in Delta State where we contribute 1.5% of our salary, and the government also contributes 1.5% to support, so that we can go to the hospital and be treated without the hospital asking us for money. That is still going on. There's the contributory pension. The state government is still meeting its obligations to retirees under the old scheme, the defined benefit scheme, as well as the contributory pension scheme. For those of us still in the service, we contribute 8%. The government is still contributing 10% on our behalf. Those obligations are still going on. We didn't want a situation where we will say no to this, and government may no longer be able to meet its obligations to both the working class and those who have served the state and are now retired.
OFOBRUKU, for your time here on Newsday. We'll still be monitoring the situations going down in Delta State. That was Comrade GOODLUCK OFOBRUKU, the chairman of the Nigeria Labour Congress in Delta State. You're still watching Newsday.